Born Shaquan Thomas on May 10, 1998, on Chicago's North Side, young Pappy hails from Chicago's Rogers Park neighborhood. Raised by his mother Ingrid and his father, Pappy's gang affiliation started at age 12 when he became affiliated with the Insane Cutthroat Gangsters, a fraction of the Gangster Disciples. Pappy also began releasing YouTube videos of himself rapping as early as 2008 after being taught how to rap by his older brother Ryan, aka BU Double.
And freaky, never could forget about him. And I ain't going nowhere. What does that mean? That we not scared, got these hooks on the track team.
In the 8th grade, Pappy's troubles began in school when he was caught with marijuana. Shortly after, Pappy stopped attending school altogether. On January 20th, 2012, insane cutthroat gangster Anton Pooh Bear Sanders was killed. Even though Pooh Bear was shot with a gun that was used to kill another man inside of a Walgreens by Dante Simmons, who later died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound, it is widely speculated that Pooh Bear was murdered by Glenford Munchie Johnson. After Pooh Bear's death, Insane Cutthroat Gangsters changed the name of their gang to Pooh Bear Gang and their gang sign to this P. The death heavily impacted Pappy, and it is speculated that Pappy committed or assisted with the murder of Munchie, who ironically died on the same street as Pooh Bear did 3 years earlier. It is also speculated that young Pappy has been involved in several other shootings. Several attempts have also been made on young Pappy's life. In February of 2014, Pappy was involved in an altercation that left him shot in the arm and another youth, Marquio Carr, dead. Allegedly, after a verbal altercation inside of McDonald's, the gunman followed Pappy's group outside and opened fire. A second attempt was made on the life of young Pappy in July of 2014 as Pappy walked down the 1300 block of West Devon. 15-year-old Denzel Burke, a passenger in the car driving down the street, saw Pappy walking and told the car's driver that he wanted to kill Pappy. The car's driver, 31-year-old Eric Vaughn, pulled the car over and allegedly handed Burke a gun and told him to, quote, wet that t-shirt up. Then allegedly Burke and his 17-year-old accomplice, Michael Phillips, got out of the car and chased Pappy across Devon, shooting at him. While they did not hit Pappy, they did hit and kill 28-year-old photographer Will Lewis as he stood and waited at a bus stop. After the shooting, Pappy released a song that taunted his would-be killers.
Flash some shit. Bro taught me to shoot, and I taught folks how to shoot. Nigga, you don't even know how to shoot. I ain't saying I'm a pro when I shoot, but the ops can't flex my name. Niggas know what I do. Walk ups and I ride up, nigga. Either way, you will get fired up, nigga.
According to news reports, in the early morning hours of May 29th, as Pappy walked down the 4800 block of North Kenmore Avenue with an unidentified person, he was shot twice in the back. Pappy succumbed to his wounds. Now, this could just be the end of this story. A gang member gets killed and the senseless cycle of violence continues. But did the streets kill Pappy, Or did the police kill young Pappy? Pappy was no stranger to run-ins with the police. In 2013, he was convicted of felony unlawful use of a weapon and sentenced to 2 years probation. According to court reports, he violated that probation and was sentenced to 1 year in prison. In 2014, Pappy accumulated 4 misdemeanor convictions for retail theft, criminal trespass, and 2 counts of reckless conduct charges, totaling 65 days in jail. 3 weeks before his death, Pappy was involved in a 5-hour standoff with SWAT team members. After conducting what was described as a routine traffic stop in the neighborhood, police heard gunshots. According to police, the shooter barricaded themselves inside of what was young Pappy's mixtape party. After 5 hours, the police forced their way inside of the home. 31 people were charged with misdemeanor disorderly conduct, 17 women, 1 girl, and 13 men. Pappy himself was booked on reckless conduct charges, and bail was set at $10,000. This incident alone is enough to get you on the radar and the bad side of the Chicago Police Department, not to mention the previous arrest. And according to Pappy's younger brother, Tay Sav, the police told young Pappy's mother,
I remember when my brother died, the police came by my mama's house to her face and told us they glad. Like, yeah, they glad your son died. Like, we glad. You know, my mom, she filed several harassment complaints on the police and everything. It's nothing, like, nothing. You know, this is what they do. They never care. Like, they never care.
So the police go to your mother who's grieving over the death of her son, and they said, we're glad that your son got killed.
Yeah, and they said we're going to kill your other son, too.
To her face.
To her face.
no one has ever been arrested in connection with the murder of young Pappy. And while I am not at all insinuating that it is not 100% believable that rival gang members did indeed kill young Pappy,